Right now at 5, 2 are confirmed dead after a shooting at UW-Platteville. Coming up, more on the identified victims. And the president pushes for his one big beautiful bill. We'll have more on today's visit to Capitol Hill.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown, live at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville, where a campus is coping after 2 students were found dead.
That's right, but we start with the latest developments in the investigation. The university releasing the names of the 2 female students, 22-year-old Kelsey Martin of Beloit and 22-year-old Hallie Helms of Baraboo. Police say their bodies were found in Wilgus Hall, a student residence. The university is calling this a targeted and isolated incident. Helms had just received her education degree on Sunday. Martin was set to graduate with a forensic science degree this summer. And Emily, a very difficult situation right now. The school is the scene of an ongoing investigation while everyone on campus still trying to make sense of it all.
Yeah, Ken, a difficult situation indeed. The weather really setting the tone for a campus in mourning. People have stopped by Wilgus Hall all afternoon to lay flowers, to pay their respects to the 2 students who lost their lives here yesterday. Now, all of this happening in the midst of summer break upon them, a tragedy unexpected. Today, healing was the focus from what happened inside Wilgus Hall yesterday. Students were preparing for final exams, finishing their last classes, when the university suddenly went on lockdown. One student was in the middle of swim class when he heard the news. He said in spite of it being a horrible situation, he felt overall safe, but concerned for his fellow peers.
Scared, not necessarily. It's more so like a fear for the people who were involved in the incident, as well as just somebody could do this again.
Counseling services began today, and they're being offered to students from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. through Friday. Students can also call 2 free hotlines, 844-602-6680 or 720-727-004. Both are staffed by mental health professionals. Again, students and staff here are trying to process exactly why this happened. I'll have more campus reaction here at 6. Until then, reporting live in Platteville, Emily Brown, News 8 Now.
Emily, thank you. Be sure to stay with News 8 Now on air and online for the latest on the UW-Platteville tragedy. And again, Emily will have another live report coming up tonight at 6. The Chippewa County Sheriff's Office is warning residents about a concerning trend of road sign thefts. Several towns across Chippewa County have reported thefts in recent months. The Sheriff's Office urges residents to report missing or stolen signs to local town officials or the Highway Department for county roads. Republican Representative Derek Van Orden wants to get rid of the state's spring elections. It comes after a series of high-profile Republican losses. Here's what Van Orden told one reporter.
Republicans don't vote, period. Like, we just don't vote in spring elections.
How do you change that?
I don't think we should have a spring election.
And when asked about that statement from Van Orden, State Party Chairman Brian Schimming laughed off the idea. In April, Democratic-backed Susan Crawford beat the conservative-backed Brad Schimmel by 10 points in the Wisconsin Supreme Court election. Billionaire Elon Musk says he's pulling back on funding candidates. Musk-backed groups spent over $21 million on the Supreme Court race here. He supported the Republican-backed candidate Brad Schimmel's failed campaign. Nationally, Musk spent over $290 million to re-elect President Trump and other congressional candidates. It's been a wet, windy, chilly Tuesday. Here's a live look at downtown La Crosse. Grab the rain gear. It's a wet one out there, and the rain might be sticking around a little bit. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart.
Yeah, typically it was chilly. It was cold out there. We actually had wind chills in the 30s too with that wind, and wet. A lot of areas picked up well over 1.5 inches, and some areas pushed 2.5 inches. So well needed precipitation, but it was definitely cold. These are the current field-like temperatures and combining the wind and the temperature. And right now we're back in the 30s with a few areas that were down into the upper 20s earlier today, especially in the higher ridges where they had the stronger winds. But all in all, really cold conditions. Precipitation, quite a bit there. You're pushing 2.5. You get to the purple, almost 3 inches. As we kind of look at the numbers right there for the last 24 hours, you can see La Crosse 1 over 1.5, Minneapolis 2. There was reports near Winona that were pushing 2 3/4. So a lot of precipitation, and it's not quite over yet. But we're not going to probably see the amounts that we saw this morning with that band shifting north. Additional development is expected with that low to the south. That's what we're going to see later on tonight, is eventually the showers or drizzle out there really will become more steady light rain for a lot of the areas, especially as we get closer to 10, 11 p.m. But for the evening hour, mainly a drizzle or two, a shower here or there, but overall it won't be a steady rainfall. Then as we go throughout Thursday and Friday, we do have the sun coming back. Unfortunately, the temperature's not going to respond too much, but there is some better news for the Memorial Day weekend. We'll get a little warmer too and probably be dry, so we'll kind of time all that out a bit later.
All right, sounds like good news ahead. Thanks, Craig. Well, there's officially a new principal at Logan High School. The school district of La Crosse announcing Luke Madsen will assume the role of principal starting July 1st. Madsen has served as a principal before in Winona and Black River Falls. He started as a Spanish and Phi Ed teacher, and he will replace Wally Genevico, who is moving to become the superintendent at La Crescent Hoka. Logan Middle and Logan High School are this year's top-notch Teacher Relief Fund winners. Dahl Automotive honored the two schools with the funds today, which came from money set aside for every car sale and oil change during the month of April. Dahl collected area school nominations, and the community ended up voting on both Logan Middle and High School as the recipients.
It is our next generation of individuals and leaders in our community, and we want to make sure that they have all the resources that they need in their learning to become the best that they possibly can be.
Each school received a check of $3,570. Local third graders slide into safety today at the Onalaska Omni Center. Students rotate through interactive stations, learning summer survival skills from experts. From water safety to first aid, bike helmets to fire prevention, kids are practicing staying safe during our region's peak injury season.
Traumatic injuries we really see increase in like the 10 to 14-year-old age group, and so third graders are kind of the prime age. They're starting to stay home by themselves potentially over the course of the summer. That's really when we see a lot of injuries for kids, is during the summer.
The American Academy of Pediatrics says nearly half of all childhood injuries occurred during the summer months. Changes are coming for millions and their Social Security. More on how this affects your public pension. Plus, good news at the pump right before you hit the roads for Memorial Day.
Are you in need of a new driveway or parking lot? Call North Central Paving for all your asphalt needs. We specialize in paving, seal coating, repairs, crack filling, and new installation. Call North Central Paving today.
If nagging, persistent joint pain has upended your life, listen, there's a solution for long-lasting relief. No surgery, drugs, or downtime. QC Kinetics uses a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue in your knees, shoulders, hips, and more. QC Kinetics targets the source of your pain, not just the symptoms. Thousands of patients have experienced life-changing results, and they're right here. Find out if you're a candidate for this game-changing therapy. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation.
All right, everybody. I know it's easy to forget things, but we don't want you to miss this new deal from US Cellular. Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines.
Ooh, I can save enough to buy a gift for my understanding wife.
Sorry, I'm late. Ooh, that's a great deal. I have a facial. This was fun.
Oh, come on. You have flowers?
Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines. US Cellular, built for us.
style, or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Or get 0.9% APR on 2025 Sierra 1500 models. Or get over $5,300 total value on select Sierra 1500 models.
Are you in need of a new driveway or parking lot? Call North Central Paving for all your asphalt needs. We specialize in paving, seal coating, repairs, crack filling, and new installation. Call North Central Paving today.
Well, sad news out of Hollywood. George Wendt, famous for playing Norm Peterson in the iconic sitcom Cheers, has died. A family spokesperson says the actor died peacefully today in his sleep while at home. Wendt does have a Wisconsin connection. He graduated from Campion High School in Prairie du Chien. The 76-year-old earned 6 consecutive Emmy nominations for his role on Cheers. On Capitol Hill, President Trump and House Republican leadership are confident Trump's, quote, one big beautiful bill will pass. CBS's Erica Brown has the latest from our nation's capital.
President Trump emerged from a meeting with House Republicans sounding optimistic about the passage of his budget bill.
I think we have unbelievable unity. I think we're going to get everything we want.
The legislation makes permanent the tax cuts passed during his first term and includes a campaign promise to eliminate taxes on tips and overtime pay. It also increases spending on defense and border security. To offset those cuts, there are federal spending cuts to Medicaid, food stamps, and clean energy subsidies, although the president insists Medicaid will mostly remain intact.
The only thing we're cutting is waste, fraud, and abuse. With Medicaid, waste, fraud, and abuse.
The president warned Republicans against opposing the legislation, but his visit failed to sway several holdouts, including lawmakers concerned the spending cuts don't go far enough.
The president called for eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse in Medicaid, and we have not eliminated waste, fraud, and abuse in Medicaid in this bill.
A senior administration official says President Trump told members not to let SALT impede the bill. That's the deduction for state and local taxes that some moderates representing high property tax districts want to see raised.
We will continue the dialogue with leadership, but as it stands right now, I do not support the bill.
House Speaker Mike Johnson acknowledged the hurdles ahead with the Republicans' slim majority.
Nothing in Congress is ever easy, especially when you have small margins, but we are going to land this plane and deliver this.
He says he wants a vote by Thursday before lawmakers depart for the Memorial Day break. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Changes are coming for millions and their Social Security. The changes impact retired teachers, firefighters, police, and some federal workers. Specifically, anyone who got a public pension but didn't withhold Social Security tax.
It's not every single one of them, but these folks could see increases of what they say is maybe a few dollars a month to up to $1,000 a month in a benefit change. So this is a real game changer for a lot of those folks who did not actually pay into the Social Security system. Just to know, you don't have to do anything. The government will actually inform you, and you might even just see it in your check coming through.
Now, the bad news for anyone who's been getting overpayments, 50% of their benefits will be held until that money is repaid. Good news at the pump, gas prices could soon be the cheapest in years. Gas Buddy puts the price at $3.08 on Memorial Day, the lowest price since the same time in 2021. 40 million are set to hit the road Memorial Day weekend. We will have more news ahead, but first.
Fortunately, we do have more rain on the forecast for Wednesday, although maybe not quite as much as we saw Tuesday. The good news, at the end of the week, we're going to finally dry out. Unfortunately, we're not going to see any 70s anytime soon. We'll break down all that down and then show you what the Memorial Day weekend looks like. That coming up on your first warm weather update after the break.
Memorial Day weekend deals have arrived at Ashley. Now through Monday, shop incredible doorbusters starting at just $2.99. Add a queen mattress for as little as $5.99. And get summer ready with outdoor favorites starting at $6.50. Now through Monday only at Ashley.
Spring is here, and April showers bring nasty, dirty, clogged, leaking, mosquito breeding gutters. Hi, Andrew Larson here with Larson Home Services and Gutter Shutter Gutters, Wisconsin's largest, most durable, clog-free gutter system. Get back to the things that you really enjoy. Hunting, fishing, golfing, boating, being with family and friends, or just playing with your dog, go get it. Remember, when you think gutters, think Larson Home Services.
They've ruined our economy. President Trump is fixing it. Trump's plan? Middle-class tax cuts, job-creating tax cuts, tariffs that bring home American jobs, slashing waste, fraud, and abuse, increasing American energy production, bringing down prices. We're already seeing results. The cost of living's coming down. Inflation and gas prices at 4-year lows. Wages are up, and we're creating American jobs. Tell Congress this is a good deal for America. Support President Trump's plan to get our economy back on track.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Get the freedom to save. Well-qualified buyers can get 0.9% financing for 60 months on this Silverado. That's over $6,600 in average finance savings. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Online security is, like, as a mom, one of the very highest priorities. There's so many things that we have to watch out for. With Spectrum, I don't have to worry about it. I know when my kids are on their devices, they are protected because I'm not always sitting right next to them. The reliability, the connectivity, the security, everything is kind of all in one. That absolutely makes it worth it to me.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
Memorial Day weekend deals have arrived at Ashley. Now through Monday, shop incredible doorbusters starting at just $2.99. Add a queen mattress for as little as $5.99. And get summer ready with outdoor favorites starting at $6.50. Now through Monday only at Ashley.
Meeting you locally where you are online. Miss a story? See it again or watch us live on YouTube at WKBT News 8 Now. The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Stormy weather brought heavy hail and lightning to the Oklahoma City metro area yesterday. The National Weather Service says it received many reports of hail and damaging winds across the state. Meanwhile, closer to home, kind of a just consistent pesky light rain throughout the day, and those rainy conditions may continue into tomorrow. Let's get all the details from Greg.
Yeah, definitely. We're on the north side of all this system, too, so all the severe weather stayed well to our south. Unfortunately, that means we have steady light rain for a day and a half and be quite chilly, too. In fact, once again, we're going to have temperatures in the 30s in northern Minnesota. Some of those areas up there in the Dakotas might even see a little snow mixed in with this system, so quite cold. Now, we had steady rain this morning, kind of more intermittent. This afternoon, more drizzle for a lot of areas. We're going to see that rain kind of become a little bit more steadier later tonight as another area kind of moves up overhead. Won't be as heavy as we saw this morning, too. Rain through the morning commute, that'll be steady light rain, not that moderate rain that we had for the morning commute this morning. Then turning more kind of showery type in the afternoon to the evening. It kind of comes to an end Wednesday evening before midnight. Good news for all Thursday and Friday, should be mainly dry. Friday more sun, but unfortunately temperatures will come up, but still well below average. It'll just be barely into the 60s by that point. As I mentioned, right now, Eau Claire and westward have seen a little bit of light rain with this area pushing to the northeast. But other than that, for the next couple hours, really hit and miss showers or sprinkles like drizzle. So you might need the umbrella, but it's not going to last too much long throughout 9 to 10 a.m. Won't be much in the way of precipitation. Will be quite chilly with that east wind and temperatures in the 40s. Then as we go throughout the night, this area is going to begin to expand a little bit. And by the time we get to the morning commute, a lot of the areas are going to see a steady light rain or at least periods of light rain throughout the morning commute with the temperatures holding in the mid-40s. Now, the only good news about Wednesday is the winds aren't going to be as bad as we had for Tuesday. This right line, will begin to kind of taper off towards the afternoon. Still showery type conditions, but if you're outside some of those periods of light rain, you might just continue to see cloudy drizzle competitions. Then as we go through the evening hour, that steady light rain kind of shifts a little bit further to the west. So there'll be this area just kind of lining up somewhere between I-94 and 90. Otherwise, the evening commute will start to be a little bit wet. But then as we go towards Wednesday evening, that area begins to shift and we become more scattered showers, which should wrap up sometime around midnight or so. And this kind of shows you as we go into Thursday, we'll kind of clear out a little bit Thursday. We could see a little bit of a shower in the afternoon Thursday with more cloud cover, but you will see the sun Thursday. And then going into Friday, plenty more sunshine. The only thing we'll have to keep an eye on for Friday is morning fog, given we'll have clearing skies Friday, going into Friday morning, a lot of moisture we've had, and light winds. So fog could be something to deal with. But otherwise, here's your precipitation until 5 a.m. Amounts to generally under a 1/4 inch, not too much, but there could be areas that a little bit more. This goes all the way to Thursday midnight. Another 1/4 to potentially some areas could get closer to 3 if you're in this band that sits there, but it'll be far less than we saw today, just like steady light rain. Temperatures there going into Thursday. The good news going into Thursday, we'll see clear 40s, upper 30s for lows as we go into Thursday. High temperatures going into Friday. Better news is we will get back into the 60s here, low 60s, dry conditions. We might have to contend with some morning fog then too. And Memorial Day weekend, so far 60s. There is that shower chance going into Monday, but I think most of the period will be dry through most of that weekend. And then as we go past Memorial Day, we actually will hit the 70s finally by Tuesday and Wednesday. And if you're looking for 80, maybe by the end of next week, we'll finally get back to 80 degrees. So there's some positive there, but we need the rain. We got the rain, but it's going to take a little bit of time to get back to where we should be and getting back to where people want to be, obviously in the 70s and 80s.
Absolutely, but at least the holiday weekend's looking pretty
so
good.
far dry. That's the good news, and not hot either, so that's good too.
All right, thanks, Greg. Still ahead, a DoorDash delivery takes an unexpected flight path at O'Hare. How one driver ended up next to a passenger jet. Straight ahead.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Don't be this guy this summer. Be this guy. Call Flox Heating and Air Conditioning for a free estimate to get an Amana home comfort system today.
During the Memorial Day sale at Home Sleep Express, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. Pay no interest for 5 years and get a $300 shopping cart with free delivery and setup. The Tempur-Pedic Memorial Day sale, now at Home Sleep Express.
We see you out there, building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at a value that makes it possible. Best-in-class products at unbeatable farm and fleet prices, so you can get everything to do your thing. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
At Overhead Door Company, we repair any garage door and only install the best. Serving up to 100 miles outside of the Onalaska, Wisconsin area. When you need a door company you can trust with your life, call Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
Dutch Boy, it's only paint. It's only paint that goes on easy with a super smooth finish. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only durable, dependable, change your life Dutch Boy paint.
Right now at Homeworld Rugs, get 15% off area rug sale prices. Discover stunning patterns, vibrant colors, and sizes to fit every space, with experts in every showroom to help you find your perfect rug. Don't miss 15% off area rugs, going on now at Homeworld Rugs.
Don't be this guy this summer. Be this guy. Call Flox Heating and Air Conditioning for a free estimate to get an Amana home comfort system today.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
A DoorDash driver taking a notable wrong turn at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport. Authorities say a 36-year-old man mistakenly drove past a gate and headed into a restricted area. He ended up parked next to a grounded plane on the tarmac. Officials say it appears the driver simply got lost while making a delivery. More concerning that no security stopped him at any point before he got onto the tarmac, but I guess you can just blame the GPS, I suppose. Greg's going to have another check of your forecast right after this.
Memorial Sale Doorbusters, Friday through Monday only at Slumberland Furniture. Get a free recliner with this reclining sofa. Get a gorgeous sectional, just $9.99. Up to 60% off list, only at Slumberland Furniture. Doorbusters!
If nagging, persistent joint pain has upended your life, listen, there's a solution for long-lasting relief. No surgery, drugs, or downtime. QC Kinetics uses a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue in your knees, shoulders, hips, and more. QC Kinetics targets the source of your pain, not just the symptoms. Thousands of patients have experienced life-changing results, and they're right here. Find out if you're a candidate for this game-changing therapy. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We built it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
Bathroom Remodeling. The Board Store is your one-stop shop for bathroom remodeling. We're a VA-approved provider for veterans as well as meeting the needs of all homeowners. Just replace the tub or shower? We offer acrylic, solid surface and tile, and all the desirable fixtures and accessories. New cabinets, sink, toilet, flooring. It's all here in our showroom. Designers who help you plan provide a clear proposal at a firm price. Carpenters, plumbers, electricians to do it right and on time. Bathroom Remodeling, the Board Store. More than you expect for less than you thought.
Waking up with bed aches? Sealy Posturepedics exclusive precision fit coils respond with targeted support right where you need it most.
Save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets. Slumberland. Stop stressing, start sleeping.
All right, there'll be periods of light rain for some areas, but a lot more. We'll see that steady light rain become more towards midnight to after midnight as we go towards the morning commute. Temperatures fairly steady in the mid-40s. The better news of tonight and tomorrow is the less wind. We won't see as breezy conditions. Unfortunately, our temperatures won't improve too much tomorrow. We jump back into the 60s for most places Thursday, Friday with more sunshine. The Memorial Day weekend overall looks dry. That shower chance is pretty light on Monday, and temperatures overall below average, but not too bad. Upper 60s. If you want mid-70s, end of next week, you want 80, potentially like May 30th or June 1st. We get back close to that. So interesting today, 44, 45. We could have broke the record for the all-time coldest high temp, but we were about 51, 52 at midnight. So that's our high.
Okay.
Our high was at midnight. So, so it was like I said, pretty cold. We had wind chills there, and it's definitely a cold period.
Yeah, it sure felt like an early March kind of day. All right, the 70s and 80s are coming.
Eventually.
Just be patient, everybody. Thanks for joining us.